Hello, my name is Jeffrey Kennedy and welcome to another episode of Elliott Wave Junctures. Today we're going to be looking at an Elliott Wave guideline. As you know, there's about a half a dozen Elliott Wave guidelines, but the one we're going to be looking at today is the guideline of alternation. And the guideline of alternation simply states to expect a difference in expression in a similar wave. And what that essentially means with respect to, say, an impulse wave is if wave 2 is a sharp correction, then what you'll experience in wave 4 will most likely be a sideways correction, because those similar waves, waves 2 and waves 4, they're similar waves because they're both corrective waves. So if you see a sharp correction in wave 2, again, then you tend to see or tend to expect a sideways correction in wave 4. Now in the example that I'm showing you right here, and this is Alcoa, this is a weekly price chart, what you'll see what we have here is we actually have an expanded flat in the wave 2 position. Now an expanded flat is actually a sideways correction. What's actually the difference between a sideways correction and a sharp correction? Well, a sideways correction will allow for a new price extreme, and what I'm referring to here, for example, is wave B makes a new extreme above the origin of wave A. That's the new price extreme. Now in a triangle, if you have, say, a running triangle, wave B of a running triangle will end beyond the origin of wave A in that situation. So sideways corrections, again, they allow for new price extremes, and they tend to be flats, triangles, or say double, triple threes. Sharp corrections are almost always zigzags, either single zigzags, double zigzags, or triple zigzags. And in this instance here, in Alcoa basis the weekly price chart, what we have in wave 2, the wave 2 position, is a sideways correction. This is an expanded flat, which would argue, again, according to the guideline of alternation, that wave 4 will be a sharp correction, i.e. a zigzag, which indeed it was. Let's look at another example. Here we have Walmart. This is a 5-wave or an impulsive move to the upside, and what you'll see in wave 2 is that we have a zigzag or a sharp correction, thus arguing that wave 4 will be some type of sideways correction, either a flat or a triangle. In this instance here, it was a flat correction. Now also too, the guideline of alternation is very applicable, or also applicable, in corrective waves, corrective wave patterns. Now it actually forms two different ways, or what I've observed over the years I've been identifying waves is the idea of alternation occurs one of two ways. For example, if wave A is a flat correction, then wave B will tend to be a zigzag, or if wave A is a zigzag, then wave B will tend to be a flat correction. That's what I often see. It would refer to say the sequencing of waves. Now another aspect of alternation exhibited in corrective wave patterns has to do with simple and complex, and I see this actually more often. For example, in this price chart here, this is a 240-minute price chart of a stock, ticker symbol LNKD. This is LinkedIn. What you'll notice in this instance here is wave A clearly subdivides into 5 waves. This is what I call a complex wave A, where the subdivisions are very apparent. Okay. Now notice with respect to wave C here, it's a very singular price move. That's very simple. So what you have here is a complex wave a wave A where the waves are clearly identifiable, and then in wave C, it's a very simple structure. You even see the same tendency exhibited within wave B itself. Notice that wave A of B is a very singular price move, and wave C, on the other hand, clearly subdivides into 5 waves. So we have simple and complex. There we go. Let me show you one more example. In this instance here, this is heating oil. This is a daily price chart of heating oil. What we have is a very simple wave A, a very singular price move in wave A, and then in wave C, again, clearly subdivides into 5 waves. Waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So alternation, the idea of alternation, or the concept of alternation, you can see it within the development of impulse waves, i.e. via waves 2 and waves 4, and you also see it within corrective wave patterns as well, within the difference between waves A and B, and also between wave C and wave A. Again, complex versus simple, simple versus complex. That will certainly help, I think, in proper wave labeling labeling or proper wave counting. And also, too, it kind of gets you prepared to, puts you one step ahead of the crowd because you kind of know what to expect. For again, if wave 2 is a zigzag, well, you can look for wave 4 to most likely be a flat or a triangle. If you see a wave A in this instance, or if you're dealing with a corrective wave pattern, i.e. either a wave 2 or wave 4, and you see that wave A is a clearly subdivided 5-wave structure, well, then you know what to